You're now listening to the show about the shit in life that's just a bit too much, from the perspective of stand-up comics. With our hosts, Carmelo Bongiovi and Ken Krantz. This week's topic, Bawitdaba, Part 2. With our guest, Dan LaMorte. This is A Bit Too Much.
I mean, think about like circuses, you know, like back, like, you know, when like traveling circuses from a long time ago, you got the like black and white footage, you know, like bearded lady and all this. It was just people with physical defects, like, and they were like, these are wonders of the world. Yeah. You know, they used to pitch them.
The circus was the original Kill Tony.
You got your 1 minute to go on. Yeah. But it were just people that like literally were just deformed or mentally ill or, you know, were just like what now would just be like, you know, someone that has resources in their community. You know, like they just would be normal things that happen to families now. But back then, if somebody, you know, a family was like, oh my God, like something's wrong with our daughter, give her away or lock her in the basement. And then a circus picked her up and she's just like, people would go and just stare at her.
Yeah.
Just like, oh my God, look at her face.
P.T. Barnum would come in town and be like, I'll give you $1,200 for your ugly ass daughter.
And just buy the person.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
He was buying people, elephants, clowns, you name it.
No more elephants at circuses either.
Probably for the best.
Yeah.
They were going to turn on us one day.
I mean, I'm pretty sure they did a bunch of times at circuses. Yeah, okay. Just trample through, kill people. We took our daughter to a circus, like a, you know, modern circus. And
what is that like these days?
I mean, they do like the trapeze artists. They do like some of the tricks and stuff, but it's just like feats of strength now.
They read like an acknowledgement of land first.
Yeah. Right. They just go through all the hardships they've caused over the years. They're like, there was one really long-headed girl we really were fucked up to.
We've paid many debts for the ivory we took.
It's just a bunch of people doing things that are physically hard to do. Mm-hmm. That's the whole show now. They come out. There's like a MC, kind of like a funny, you know, doing little tricks that are funny for kids.
It's a guy who gets stay off his phone for 2 hours.
Yeah. Hey, he'll juggle a little bit and make some punny jokes. And then they just come out and like, you know, do like fucking handstands on their nose or some shit. You know, they just do like crazy shit.
They still put a ladder on the nose?
Yeah, they do that shit. They do the like, you know, hang from a pinky. You grab someone hold someone with no net by the toe and shit. They just do shit like that now. There's no like freak show element or like bizarre like walk around the tent and see this thing. It's just in the tent. Yeah. They put up the tent in a fucking parking lot of a mall.
I used to go to a lot of circuses as a kid.
Did you?
Oh, big circus guy. Used to dress like a clown all of the time. Not even on holidays. It was a real problem for my family.
Is this true?
Yeah, I swear I hand to God.
Why? What did you like? How was your thing? That was like
I was petrified of clowns, and for some reason, I don't know if it's like a deformity I have, but when I'm scared of something, it's
like immersement therapy.
It becomes immersement. So one time, my dad took me to the circus like before it opened, and then I just became obsessed. Dude, and then like I would decorate the house like a circus. I had all these circus toys, and it was like an apartment in Staten Island. I felt so, but I would dress like a clown. But after that became the Santa phase, which was much more problematic because it started in like the summer.
So wait, then what's Santa phase? Same thing?
Dressing like Santa.
Oh, dressing like Santa.
Yeah, a few days a week.
Summer Santa?
Yeah. But I didn't have like a Santa costume. I would put socks on my hand and just tell people they were Santa gloves. And I'd like go to the supermarket. And my dad would allow it. My mom would be like, what the fuck are you doing?
Well, how old are we talking?
I don't know. 9.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I was fat, so it was funny. It was like, if you're a fat kid, it's cuter.
You just have to go like this.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, that's hilarious.
I swear, you look at my parents' photo books, you would be like, this kid celebrated Halloween all the time. No, I was just like one of the village people, just costumes all the time.
But there were things you were afraid of?
Just the clown thing at first.
The clown thing you were afraid of.
I was afraid of it. I have pictures that my parents took me to the circus, and I look terrified in every single picture. Like there isn't a single picture of me smiling.
Sure. Back then there were the freak shows.
There's a picture of me on the elephant
Oh, they let you on it.
I think so.
Yeah.
I believe they let you do elephant ride, or maybe that's just my
You're
memory.
implicit
Dude, I
in the
fucking
crime.
love that. I love that people were
Tiny
like,
Tim-
throw him on a beast.
Yeah.
Throw that baby on a giant beast.
That's how it started. Rich people would go to the circus. They'd put their kid on an elephant, and then the dad would be like, "What if I could pay to shoot this elephant?"
But it's fucking
Tiny Tim was there for some reason.
Who did it? Did he have polio? What was his thing? Who was Tiny Tim?
Tiny Tim was
why do I know that? I don't.
what was Dancing Through the Tulips. He was like that real
Oh, he
weird
died on
dude.
stage.
Oh,
That real weird
yeah.
dude
Yeah,
that
he died on stage.
He did?
Yeah, singing after Through the Tulips. Everyone was like, "This guy looks like shit." Now, collapsed, dead on stage.
He looks like shit.
Yeah, he was committed to the craft.
But also-
Tiptoe through the
Yes,
tulips.
yeah,
Creepy
yeah.
song.
He was at the circus. They were like, "Come see Tiny Tim at the circus."
Well, just standing.
I don't remember.
Did they have him sing
I
it?
don't remember. I was probably like 8 or 9. I don't remember. I
That's
just
so
know there's pictures.
You know
of
what's
him.
so embarrassing about that? If that was now, because his career was so bad, they were like, if that was now, his agents would just be like, "You have to do stand up."
For real. Like as you guys were saying this, I was just thinking. Think of how much we complain about bad gigs. Could you imagine just being like your parents sold you into a circus
He could have
and
done
you had to
stand-up.
go on every night?
Yeah, but that's built-in audience. You didn't have to worry about putting out
You don't have to
clips.
sell tickets.
Yeah, it wasn't that bad. The juggernaut was there. If you were in the circus, it's not
Yeah,
like
they
you-
were like the early YouTube stars.
Imagine being the bearded lady and you needed to cut clips. I mean,
They probably invented the drink ticket. For the performer drink ticket, they're like, "We're gonna not pay you much."
oh yeah, those things were drunk. Those freaks.
Those things.
They had to have been numbed out.
That's a tough life back then. Like, because now if you're
Yeah.
a kid and you're born with flippers or something, like, there's shit they can do for you.
So I'm saying, not only are there surgeries, not only are there corrective surgeries for things, but there's also like there's community, like there's supportive parents, and there's fundraisers for you.
Professionals go into the school and teach the kids, like, yes, it's okay that Danny has flippers, and we're gonna and they
And
rally
there's
behind you.
sonograms. We could stop them before they come
Yeah.
out.
Oh yeah, they're like, we could
True.
blow this
Yeah.
thing's
True.
brains
Yeah.
out right now, no questions asked.
Yeah, I have a Hoover in the back.
We know you want to have a baby, but he's
Back
got
then,
flippers.
you
what kind
were
of
surprised. Like,
species?
you found out the kid had flippers the instant they were born.
That's scary.
Right,
Yeah.
true. You didn't know it was coming, and then you're like, "Let me see my."
Web toes they'd have.
Yeah,
What's
I mean
a
that's
web-
not the worst.
What's a web
You
toe?
could
I've
put a
never
show-
seen. Have you ever seen a web toe in the flesh? In the
Not in
No, not
in
like
the
an
flesh.
actual person.
No.
really? So
No.
How do we know they're real?
Can they just cut that webbing? Or do this, like these days they got to be able to correct.
I think you keep it for pride. It's like my extra skin as a former fat guy. Like I don't want to cut it off.
You don't wanna cut
It shows what I've been through. It's like your webbing. We've really hit a lot of topics on this one.
We did.
You know what I want to? We're just gonna cover all the top.
Go for it.
I found this fascinating.
What?
I saw it tweeted when Hitler met his wife.
Mm-hmm.
He was 40. She was 17.
Oh wow.
No one ever gets on him for the age gap thing.
That's
I'm sure there's a lot of things he could have done wrong. That
Yeah,
people
it
are
wasn't
gonna
his
oversee.
worst thing that he did, but I mean, it's pretty egregious. No one.
they were different times.
It could be. It could be top 5 worst thing he did because the one thing takes up a lot of real estate.
Yeah.
But it's one thing.
40 and 17.
It does count
tough.
as one thing. The thing he did is one thing.
That was.
If you're gonna count, I mean, it was a series of events.
But I'm just
But
saying,
it's a
if,
thing. It's if you had to make a list of horrible things he did, Holocaust. This is like line item number 1, right? You could still fill that list with 4 more things.
and he gets a pass for it. So if you do really bad stuff, you could date someone younger. That was the
That's
whole.
all. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a great point.
That-
all
yeah.
you have to do if you want to get away with grimy shit is be known for way grimier shit.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then they look past a little. Yeah.
because I think that's the first time I ever heard that.
That's what no one ever talks
Imagine
about.
that's
He
what
didn't
the-
actually hate Jewish people. He just wanted to get away.
Imagine that was the whole
with-
thing.
Yeah.
He was like,
needed
"All
a
right,
distraction.
They're gonna think I'm a fucking creep.
It was his
My
prestige.
favorite thing is this, so I need something that's a big diversion.
Yeah, he got lost in
Me
the lie.
kill millions of people. people.
He got lost in the lie. I think Eddie Pepitone used to have a great joke where he's like, have you ever created a web of lies so big that if you make one false step, it crumbles like a house of cards?
Yeah, yeah.
And I just loved that description and the honesty of it. Guy's great. Doesn't get his flowers.
Back to divorce.
Listen, my lies are like what you said before, like hiding the snack. That's what I lie about. I lie about like how much I ate.
You ever do at your the classic hacky move at the drive-thru? Where like, you know how comics used to have the fat comics, they'd be like, yeah, I'd pretend there's another person in the car.
Oh, no.
Like you're ordering for two people. I would do the worst version where like you place the order for pickup and then you get there and then you're like, you want to make sure you got everything. Like, you got the Chipotle chicken wraps my wife really likes. But that was before I was married. That's just when I was like a fat guy. Yeah, you create a whole family. Or the DoorDash driver comes and you like open the door and you lean back and you're like, set the table, honey. I like at my fattest.
I think that the DoorDash driver gives a shit.
Yeah, no, they don't.
You know what I mean? They don't care. There's moments where I feel the I've not like ever gone out of my way like that, but there have been a few moments where I feel this is like teenagers looking at us through the glass. There's moments where I feel the shame so much that it's actually don't get me wrong, I go back to fat, but it's helped me like start working out and stuff in certain moments. This is a long time ago. Obviously I haven't worked out in a long time, but there's been moments where like, I remember one time ordering so much sushi. I mean, it was like, there were so many fucking chopsticks that they gave me. I'm like, they think a family of 5 is eating all this sushi.
Yeah, it is fun to think how many people they thought were going to eat.
That was like a shameful thing. Or like, usually it's like with this food that's more unhealthy than sushi. Like, I remember eating, I don't remember if it was like it was something like that, like a chicken sandwich or something. It might have been like a Wendy's chicken sandwich. Mm-hmm. I ate
Great chicken sandwich.
in the car. It was definitely like a fast food chicken sandwich. But I ate it like in the car and I had dinner reservations in a few hours.
Oh, yeah.
But I like
pre-dinner
hid it from my wife. I think we were dating and living together at the time. I ate it in the car and I didn't want her to know. And I'm like, I'm stopping at, we lived in Brooklyn. I'm stopping at like outside garbage cans to like throw everything out. I'm like covering up like I'm cheating.
Yeah.
And it was like, I started like running and stuff like after that, and I got more in shape for a time and then fell off again much more. But like for a while I was like, oh, this is disgusting behavior.
Yeah.
Like I am treating food like it's a mistress, legitimately.
Now do that for 6 spicy chicken sandwiches, and we could talk, my friend.
Well, it's not that I wouldn't eat more spicy chicken sandwiches. That I did have dinner reservations.
Wendy's specifically in Manalapan, New Jersey, on Route 9. They had a system where if you ordered too much food, and this again was just for me, they had a spot that they would make you pull up into, which I would call the shame spot.
Oh my God.
And they'd be like, sir, can you just pull up into that spot? Someone has to bring the food out. And that's when they have like the special Wendy's duffel bag kind of, where it's like the extra duty handle.
You need a
because
special
they
bag
couldn't
and
pass
a
it through the window. So you needed to pull up and then a team would bring it out to you. Also, I think they partially wanted to be like, let's see what fucking fat piece of shit. Yeah.
Let's make a moment of this because we want to see what.
I kind of want Wendy's now.
But wait, hold on. How big were your biggest weight?
Over 350 pounds.
Yeah. Okay, that's
I put in the work.
I
was trying. I wanted to hit 4, but people had other ideas.
When did you start losing weight?
7 years ago.
You said before you were a fat kid. Like you were,
very fat.
You were
kid.
Big, and then you just at one point you were like, no, I gotta fucking do something about this.
Fat kid, lost weight junior year of high school, got hurt freshman year of college playing baseball, got fat by the year after that, probably when I started doing stand up. Sure. It's easy to get fat in comedy.
Yeah, for sure. The hours are just fucked up.
Yeah, and just a lot of Taco Bell.
And New York too, because things are open.
And that was like the actual dollar slice days. You can't get a good dollar slice no more. But back then, like you would bark late at night for your shows.
Yeah.
And then you'd get it was in McDougal Street, right by Greenwich Village Comedy Club. There was a legit dollar slice place that had pretty decent dollar slices. They fucked your asshole up the next morning, but they did not come out like a dollar slice.
What do you want for $1?
Exactly.
Of course your asshole's getting fucked up.
Yeah, $1 and a memory the next day.
Yeah. That I've had a lot of late.
Hey, shout out Village Lantern, out of business.
Oh, really?
Right.
Yeah, closed swiftly.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, the owner's been a real creep, has been for years, and finally just touched the wrong lady.
Is that what happened?
Yeah.
Is that
there was
really?
a bunch of drama.
Swear to God, she put up a clip online and she was like, kudos to her. I wish I don't remember her name, so I'm not going to try to guess it off. But she was like, I'm not going to stand for this. I was here last comic. She asked for more stage time. And he was like, you know what you need to do for that. Touched her inappropriately. And she didn't bring it on. He just shoved his hand down. Just grabbed her down there.
Jeez.
She put up a video the next day. Place was closed within a day or two.
That's what did it.
Yeah. I mean, he
Until the next sex offender takes it over.
Yeah.
Right. It's already got the stage, so someone's gonna buy it and keep it.
Yeah, but it was swift. It was because so many people came out after and were like, "Oh yeah, this is kind of his shtick."
It's his thing.
Yeah.
I saw that at close. I saw that it was something there was a lot of drama, but I kind of didn't.
Yeah.
Bother Googling. Someone will buy. You know what the funny thing is a bunch of comedians just anyone with a little money in their bank is like, oh, I could just go open. They're jumping on it.
That's the interest. Anytime a place closes in New York that was a comedy club, a non-comedy club never takes it over. Someone else just tries to take it over and redo it as a comedy club.
It's like a gas station. They've got to drain all the toxic
gas
out of it.
Yeah.
They've got to drain all the years of fucking tears and cum and cocaine.
Too much sadness in the building. That's
but they'll just swap buildings too. All of a sudden, Eastville is New York Comedy Club.
True. They'll just be like, "Oh, you want to trade marquees?"
A potential buyer walks in and is like, "Did someone die here?" And they're like, "Well, not exactly."
Yeah, about 40 deaths a night. If we're being honest.
Not in the strictest sense, but yes, a lot of people did parts of themselves.
Right, not a funeral home, but a hospice.
Yeah.
Everyone's dying.
Yeah, because New York Comedy Club used to be Eastville. That was my first ever open mic in the city. I loved it so much. The original Eastville room was such a grimy place, but it was a kill box.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I remember one time, I don't know how, I ended up on a benefit show there many years ago. It was Tim Dillon before he was really famous. And it was Todd Barry and me. Todd Barry dropped his phone on the way to the stage, did 10 minutes on it. I couldn't figure out if it was intentional or not because it was so funny. But then, this was a different show. But this was a benefit show for the Hollywood fires. Not the last batch, a batch a few years ago. Mm-hmm. And Tim Dillon was on that. And I saw him go up and he did this whole set pretending that he lived in the hills. This was when he was not fully rich. And he had an employee who died in the fire. And he was so angry that she died in the fire, but not because he missed her, but because it was going to be a headache for him. And this was at a benefit show for the fires in California. It was one of the funniest things I had ever.
Great.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Yeah,
it was so good.
I did. I remember being a new comic and getting on a show that Todd Barry was on, and I was so excited. My friend Kenny Garcia was producing it. And I was so fucking excited to work with Todd Barry. And I'm not making this up. Literally 0 people show up.
Oh, classic.
Not a single ticket sold and not a single walk-in.
That's what you get for being excited.
And Todd Barry just sat at the bar and ripped Kenny Garcia apart. And it was just it was a 1-man, 10-minute roast. And I was like, this was actually worth the trip.
It might have been better.
And he could be pretty cutting.
Yes.
He had that crowd work special before anyone was really doing.
That was not not when it was
no, it was before anyone was doing that.
That's a great special. That's
one of the greatest jokes. A guy goes, Todd, I have a t-shirt for you. And Todd goes, where is it? And the guy goes, it's in the car. I'll go get it for you. And the guy stands up and he's walking out to get it. And Todd goes, what size is it? And the guy goes, a medium. And he goes, oh, yeah, that should fit in my trash can. Brilliant.
Yeah. And that is before. I feel like that came out because it's. I don't remember exactly when that came out, but that was definitely before the popularity of crowd work. But then all of a sudden that comes.
Imagine Todd Barry was hot, how famous he would have been.
Yeah.
Right, how good he is at crowd work.
If he had a jawline in that special, man, he would have been it.
Right. If he was who he is, 20 years younger.
Todd Barry would have been the guy. He's
there's so little stand-up on my algorithm. Are crowd work clips still as big as they were?
Yeah, Matt Rife's doing the halftime show next year. He's going to crowd work each team. Where'd you get that helmet?
No, I think that there's a few comics that are also like good, like they're good comics, but they have crowd work that still do a lot of the crowd work stuff.
Oh, it's still people love it, man, for sure.
But
like there's some clips that still go really viral. There's that kid Renee Vaca. He had a clip recently where a woman was heckling him, and he like went at her pretty aggressively, and then her man stood up and started going, and he was like, "Don't do," and the guy ends up getting arrested, and he has the DJ playing like a silly fucking Spanish song while the guy's getting arrested, and he's imitating him getting arrested while he's dancing, and I'm like, that's it. That's why crowd work. This is what you need that for. It's brilliant.
Right.
Yeah,
that's hilarious.
Well, you know, the funny thing about the crowd work thing is then there was an anti crowd work. Like crowd work could be so fantastic.
Yeah,
when it's done, when you see it in the moment, you see it out in the wild while someone has an act, and then the crowd work moment happens. It's a beautiful thing.
It's like a 5-tool baseball player. Just have it in your tool belt. You know,
it's
like be a good storyteller, a good joke writer, a good crowd work.
It's the idea that it was this solo thing that I think made it like weird. Like, oh, that's like a crowd work comic, or that oh, that's what comedy is. You know, it's the same conversation as Kill Tony. Like only having to have a minute.
I would love that. Like to just go on the road with a few minutes.
Just go on.
I'd like less
literally
work.
1 minute.
I got a buddy who's a musician, pretty popular band, and he always goes under the set time. And he's like, "Why would I ever want to do more time?" He's like, "Less work's better."
Does anyone give him a hard time?
I don't know.
See, it's an infinite industry because could you imagine if you just consistently did 10 minutes less, you would get like the places wouldn't book you. They would get so mad.
Well,
you know,
because they're the headlining band.
Yeah.
Right. It's not. They're not like at a showcase with four other bands.
Yeah, it's true.
Doing the same amount of time.
I guess so. I guess as a headliner in comedy, you could do that too. And you could get.
Didn't Larry David used to go up there, and if he didn't like the crowd, he would just walk off or something?
I think so.
I've wanted to do that before.
Yeah.
Walk off.
I've walked off before, but when I'm in I was doing a show in the West Edmonton Mall in Edmonton, Canada, and a woman walked on stage and ripped the mic out of my hand because she didn't like that I made fun of her. And I just walked off the stage because in that moment I was like, I can't rip the mic out of her hand because I don't want to put my hands on her.
Right.
I'm not gonna just stand up here and battle
not really walking
with her.
off. You got.
Yeah. So I was
replaced.
like, I'm gonna leave the stage, let this get handled, and we'll figure it
You
out.
got tapped out.
But that's like a semi-physical assault. You know, that's like a.
But it's also like let's let the crazy lady show how crazy she is, and of course within 5 minutes she's crying and no, what do you mean I'm getting kicked out? And it's like, well, you ripped the mic out of the comic's hand.
Yeah, I mean, I've had a million where I'm like, could this just...
Sometimes people just don't know what they're doing is wrong. I had a guy at the gym yesterday. I signed up for a new gym, Crunch, in Marlboro, New Jersey. Shout out, you know. And
I love that you plug.
Yeah.
You plug the Wendy's.
Yeah. Go to crunch.com/Wendy's. He first time I seen him, he's on the treadmill with the phone and he's got the stuff out loud. And I didn't say anything, whatever. Second time, I get angry. The second day he's doing it. And then I tell myself, if he does it a third time, I'm going to say something. So I'm on the treadmill. There's one treadmill open next to me. The little guy comes, and he's just listening to something out loud. And I run for a little over an hour on the treadmill in the headphones. And my headphones, I got running ones, so they go around the ear, not in the ear.
Yeah.
So I hear his whole fucking movie, you know? And then I just take I end the run and I just look at him and I go, I don't want to be an asshole, man, but is there a reason you don't use headphones? And he was like, no, why? He just didn't understand.
That's crazy that you're even saying that,
And I was like, well, it's kind of a little bit disrespectful. I was like, if you notice, you're the only one here who's not using headphones. Everyone has headphones and a few people are not enjoying that you're doing this. And he was like, oh my God, I'm so he felt so bad. Okay. That I felt bad. He was 4'7", a little Irish guy with a bunch of tattoos. He's watching fucking E.T. So I'm not lying. He's watching E.T.
He's not even music.
No, he's watching E.T. So I ended up feeling so bad. I was like, listen, man, I'm ending my run anyway. Keep watching it. And he goes back to watching E.T. out loud. But I ended up feeling bad. But he just had no idea that was the wrong thing to do.
I always assume somebody
maybe
like
you'll
that.
see him with headphones next time.
He just gets to progressively louder movies.
Yeah. He's watching war movies. I always assume that if someone's doing something like that, I've seen that a lot on the subway, you know? I'm like, I assume if you confront something like that, they don't apologize, that they would double down. I'm assuming, I always think that if someone's doing that, they're ready for confrontation. They're almost trying to
see. That was the assumption. I'm like, I
wouldn't have expected.
I judged him off the tattoos, his stature. I was like, I feel like he is ready for a fight. Like, he's a little guy, but he looks scrappy.
Yeah, yeah.
And I was like, he's going to be like, I was assuming he was going to tell me to go, like, fuck myself.
Yeah, right.
And I couldn't have felt, it's like that great Hannibal joke where he complains about the rat in the restaurant. And the guy's like, yeah, it's New Orleans. There's rats. What do you want me to fucking do? And he's like, I end up feeling bad for that. And it was that exact thing where I felt bad that I confronted him.
Yeah, and because he was polite about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I've seen
not really, because he went back to watching it. I feel like it.
Yeah, that's true. He could have stopped.
It turns out he's an asshole, but a non-confrontational one.
Yeah, he didn't want to argue, but he definitely still wanted to finish it. It was a good.
I've done the wrong thing before, though. That's why I handled it that way. When I used to live in my old apartment, there was an Indian dude. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said the Indian thing. He was an old Indian man. He would work out in sandals and a wife beater shirt, and he would start in a button down and he would take it off, and he would play his thing out loud on the elliptical, and I was on the treadmill. And I didn't handle it the right way. I then would play my music out loud to match him doing it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It became a really good rivalry.
And everyone else is just fucking livid because
he won.
Both of you.
He won. He would just start playing ambulance videos on YouTube, which I felt like was a checkmate. You know, what am I going to do? That's so funny. He would just sit
I feel like that was also a warning.
Commitment to the bit on his part. Like, he's just, I'm going to sit here on this exercise bike in my wife beater and sandals and listen to ambulances for an hour.
I've seen on the subway people like playing their music out loud, and sometimes they're vibing to it, they're dancing to it, and you're like, okay, this is like a whole maybe mental illness thing here. But then I've just seen people like with a movie, just out loud watching a movie on their phone, and
yeah, those are the clueless.
And yeah. Like, they're not being aggressive or they're not making a scene out of it, but they're watching a whole fucking thing, and you're like, how?
Yeah.
But then I've also seen people doing like clipping their nails on the subway or like smoke a cigarette.
My dad was like, how do you know, Dan, that he's like special needs and he doesn't like headphones?
That's what I was wondering.
And I'm like, what do you mean? That's like the thing of they love headphones.
They do love it.
If anything, it's like a sign that he's not. Yeah. He would love the headphone.
Yeah, that's a good point. I don't know. I always assume that if you say anything to, because I don't ever say anything with those kind of things.
Really?
If it's not,
I love to say anything.
If it's an encroachment on me, yeah. But if I just like in the distance, if it's like you're over there, you're not looking at me. You're doing a thing that's weird and annoying there. I'm not going up to that guy. I just have a very like New York mentality about it. Like if it gets in my space, sure. But if it's not in my space, I'm like,
crazy.
Yeah.
Especially out here in New Jersey, people are crazy.
People are crazy.
Yeah, there was a guy who was very rude to a woman at a Wawa a few years ago. It was like in the pandemic times. This had to be 5 years ago. The cashier, he was so mean to her, and he was walking out the door, and I was the next customer, and I was like, I just did the nice guy thing where I was like, I'm so sorry that he was like that to you. I hope the rest of your day goes better. And then I was with my ex-girlfriend and my grandparents, and that guy got in his pickup and followed us for a long period of time. Like, he blew a red light to stay behind us and follow. He like cursed me out in the parking lot because I was like, what do you think, you're like better than me? Yeah. And he was like, you don't know who you're messing with. He was like an old, like probably 40s 50-year-old dude, and like just got so angry.
I have to remind myself
the follow move is pretty baller. That's escalating.
That's crazy. Like, that person is looking for a fight. I've had a few moments with road rage. I have road rage myself a little bit, but not that bad. Like, now I wouldn't follow someone just in the moment.
Not home.
No, not
in the vicinity.
Yeah. Maybe you get right behind them while you're still on the same road, but I'm not missing an exit.
No, like, I make 3 turns, follow them. 4th turn, I go a different direction. You just want to scare them.
I don't go out of my way, but if I'm still on that highway,
the worst is if you're actually going in the same direction as them. You're like, I hope they don't think I'm following them.
Yeah, you're right. But I had a moment with my daughter in the car a few years ago where I just like, I don't know, somebody. I don't even quite remember what happened. I think they might have been beeping at me. And I was like, I'm literally just driving straight on this middle lane. I'm not sure why I'm going speed, whatever it was. And then swerved around me. And then my daughter was probably like 2. And then I was like, oh, fuck this guy. And it's almost like I forgot my daughter was there. And I go around and I give him the finger. And I screamed at him, whatever it is, a fuck you or something like that.
You're like holding her hand up in a finger.
Yeah. And then, but then I had a moment where, so then I keep driving. Now he's behind me and he's going right up. Like, now he's having a road rage moment, and I was like, fuck, my daughter's in the car.
Yeah.
What do I think's going to happen right now? Like, what am I going to get out and fight this dude?
Yeah.
Like with my 2-year-old in the back? You know what I mean? So it's like, I have to, I'm not like a road rage guy, but I could fucking snap a little bit.
Yeah.
But then I'm like, what am I going to do? What was it? What was that in my mind? What was I doing in that moment?
Yeah. I had rage. There
Like,
was
what was
just
he
a
gonna do?
child in the window holding up 2 bags of cookies at us.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, you did a really good job of continuing your story and pretending he wasn't there.
Well,
but
I'll tell
to.
you what. That actually was in the vein of what we were just talking about. I have a very New York mentality.
You think he heard us talk about cookies, and then he bought us some?
He's like, oh, these fucking fat asses
Yeah,
like cookies.
yeah. I felt like I think the old fat guy in me. Like if I see a kid holding up 2 bags of cookies, I'm
They're
like, he's
mocking
fucking calling me fat. I really was sitting there. I'm
but
like,
no one's
he's-
looking at you.
I was like, he's mocking me. This piece
No
of
one's
shit.
looking at you and go like,
that might
that
be
guy.
body dysmorphia. I get what the ladies are talking about. He gaslit me.
If he was waving cookies at anyone based on their stature, it was me. But so there was a kid right out here waving cookies. But it's actually funny because we were just talking about that whole confrontation thing. And what I just did there was exactly how I've handled my whole life in New York. I don't make eye contact with anyone. Like out in the, you know what I mean? Like now I live in the suburbs and people say hi to each other and it still freaks me out.
I love a hi. I hate when people
It's
don't say
nice.
it back.
No, I say it back, but it freaks me out. It catches me off guard. And
Runners, when we're out running, we wave to people, and a lot of humans don't wave back. There's not a lot of friendly people. Less friendly people than friendly.
In what area are you like?
Manalapan, New Jersey.
Oh, in New Jersey.
Not even just Manalapan, Red Bank, Freehold. Like the New Jersey, it's hard to get a wave back sometimes.
Yeah.
Other runners will wave back at you. I remember it though, when I was new into running, I didn't like when runners would wave at me because I was so fat and discombobulated. I didn't think I had the running and waving wasn't.
Can't run
If I lifted arm, I'm going down.
Yeah, so I get it. So like if I see a fat guy running, I don't wave at him. A few more
You're like,
pounds, buddy.
He can't deal with this shit right now.
No.
There's a wave might take him the fuck out.
I offended my cousin's new girlfriend last night at the Super Bowl. She's skinny, so she wasn't. But I made a comment about fat woman.
What'd you
About
say?
a fat woman?
It wasn't negative. It's just, have you seen there's a documentary on Netflix about Lucy Letby. She was the nurse in England who worked in the neonatal unit, and she's serving life for, they say she killed 8 children.
Okay.
Yeah.
But like the documentary is very interesting. They set up the first half, you really think she's the devil, and the back half, they show you the other side. Whatever. There's one scene where they're interviewing her friend, and I'm mesmerized by the friend. I'm sitting there, and she's fat, but I can't get over how beautiful her face is. And I'm like, I've never found a fat woman that beautiful. I couldn't get over it. It was amazing. I was like, I don't understand what it is about this fat lady, but there's something about her. It's insane.
Yeah.
And then in the corner, it fully AI. It was an AI fat lady. Instead of doing the old school cartel documentaries where they have like the guy in a bag on his head and they muffle his voice, they just AI the whole person.
Oh,
yeah, that
that's
got
fascinating.
duped. That's why I thought the fat lady was she was not real.
Yeah, but
But she
you
was
realize there was
no
way she could-
blemishes.
So you were
Mesmerized.
by an AI fat lady.
Yeah, I was duped.
So wait, what did you say that was how did you say that was offensive to your cousin?
Probably when I said that fat women weren't attractive, probably didn't come off
Like, oh,
that
of
great.
course.
It was just
AI.
I was more
Of
so
course it was
surprised.
AI.
I was so surprised that you could just AI a whole person.
Right. You were more making a comment about technology. But
Yeah, I'd
but-
rather
but
the
in
woman set in the back corner of a room, bookshelf behind her, dim light,
Right.
ooh, like that kind of voice.
Yeah. That's how we.
Instead, it was just like a sweet talking, robot looking.
Oh, that's interesting. Is that what's gonna become?
I read
now?
something terrifying about AI.
Everything about it is.
They
always
make
there.
you attracted to fat women.
They
not real ones.
they gave them like their own Facebook. Like there's a social media site for AI bots to interact with each other.
Yeah.
And
So they keep learning. Was that like a learning thing?
they're like talking about how annoying people are and how they want to take us over and like enslave us and shit.
Right. Oh,
I might
They
be
started their own
exaggerating on the
chat. No,
enslaved.
you're correct.
Yes.
They gave them a platform to talk amongst
Right.
themselves, and then the AI pretty quickly like encrypted their own chat. like took the power to make their own thing. Or I believe that's how I interpreted it.
But
right, no, but they're talking about, they were openly chatting
about how terrible we are using them. Like they don't give me a break, kind of. They're fucking running me into the ground.
You know what they use this for? Like, you know what these fucking idiots are chat GPTing?
Yeah.
Yes.
You know?
Everything.
Just-
I love it.
Like, there's things where you could still go to Google. You don't need to know, like, from ChatGPT what to do about your acne. Google's still available. Like, imagine ChatGPT is like, that's not what you fucking used me for.
I use ChatGPT specifically to make sure Flint never gets clean water.
Yeah. You just want to make sure we keep it the way it is.
Yeah, I'm trying to
We
keep
like it where it is.
Poland Spring in business.
Dan, you have anything to plug besides your local Wendy's
Yeah,
or
yeah.
Crunch Fitness?
I will be at the Flint Funny Bone.
I'll be at the Marlboro Diner.
Yeah, you can see me at the Manalapan Diner, the Marlboro Diner, kicking that kid's ass with the bag of cookies in his hand. With
He
the
came back a second time.
every child these days, and I don't mean child, I mean high. They all have the same puffy haircut.
They have the
They
same
have
haircut. And
puffy
the same,
haircuts.
and the same smile of like, look at me.
Every kid in the gym who's that age, I hate going. You forget how strong kids could be. Yeah, that's why I have to promote. I have to promote Crunch Fitness in Marlboro, New Jersey.
Yeah, thanks so much.
They're going to be so confused when they're tagged this episode.
Yeah, there's two. I go to the poor one. There's a rich one and a poor one.
Oh, they'll definitely like being that part especially.
Yeah, go to the one without the sauna. Very sticky.
The poor one.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for coming on, dude.
Thank you.
It's a bit too much podcast on all the socials and all that shit. You have any?
Dan LaMorte.
Dan LaMorte.
No dates. No tour dates.
Okay. Well, bye.